And after all of that, the one thing you want me to tell you is whether I think you should get a ledger. And the answer is, before you buy a ledger, I think it's important that you know all of the benefits and the limitations of the device. And it's important to take these things really, really seriously, because this little device, this little USB type drive thing, could potentially be holding your pension fund. What you store on this ledger could ultimately create the generational wealth that you've been desiring to make for you and your family. So even though I have quite a strong opinion about the ledger, it's important to go through all the pros and the cons of such a device, and that's what this video is for. So what is a ledger? Well, a ledger is just basically a USB drive, and it's called cold storage. The difference between cold storage and any other type of storage is that with cold storage, you're actually downloading a version of the blockchain onto this. So let's say you've got the Ethereum blockchain. You download the Ethereum blockchain, and that will allow you to put Ethereum coins or Ether coins onto the ledger. Once you unplug your ledger from the computer, it is offline now. It is actually your property. It's your asset. You can do anything you want with it and no one can touch it. The opposite type of storage is hot storage. And that hot storage is actually like an online wallet. You might have seen MetaMask or Phantom on the Solana blockchain. You can use these actually from your extensions on Chrome, and you can store some cryptocurrencies in there. Two of the more common wallets that people use are Coinbase or Coinbase Pro and Binance. And while those are fine, and the chances are that you and I don't have enough money for hackers to care about really, it's important to note that these websites, these exchanges, are centralized. And so they actually fall under the control of someone else. When you think you own your crypto on Binance, you don't own your crypto on Binance. Binance own your crypto. You just are shown a visualization of what the amount of money you've put in represents in their portfolio. As soon as it goes onto the ledger, onto cold storage, it is now yours. No one can touch it, only you can access it. So I'm not going to ramble too long about kind of technicals and stuff, because honestly, I'm not interested in what the size, the capacity of it is. I mean, the chances are I'm probably not working with enough crypto for this thing to worry. The one I have in particular is the Ledger Nano X. I went for the X just because it is so much more secure. Again, don't need to go into all the technicals because you probably don't care. As long as it's more secure, I just went for the most secure option. It also comes with an app, and that app can be downloaded on your phone or on the computer, as you can see in front of me here. And this is called Ledger Live. And within Ledger Live, it allows you to have full access to kind of the ups and downs of your portfolio. It gives you live prices, enables you to kind of use all the features that Ledger wants to use. We'll get there in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a kind of a pros and cons sandwich. Pros followed by some cons with another bit of bread at the bottom, which is some more pros. And after that, I'll give you my recommendation on whether I think you should buy a Ledger or not. Does that sound good? Okay. So the first pro is that the Ledger Nano X is just ultra secure. The levels that you can go to, the lengths you can go to protect your crypto on this. First of all, once you kind of establish your ledger with Ledger Live on the computer, you're given an 8-digit PIN. You have to enter it quite a bit, which makes it very secure. So if you leave this thing for 5 minutes and then you try and go back on, it might even be a minute. You have to re-enter the PIN, and hopefully only you should know that PIN. On top of that, if you did actually manage to lose your ledger, you're given 24 seed phrases, which I would obviously show you if I wanted to get hacked, but I don't, so I'm not going to show you. But I think there's a way that you can recover your crypto by using those 24 seed phrases that you're given. And there are ways that you can go that extra mile to protect your seed phrases and your PINs, and that's why this is here. This is called a billfoddle. I'm actually going to include this in a different video, but this allows you to protect your seed phrases to another degree. And as I said before, the Nano X is actually considerably more secure than the Nano S, which is why I went for this one. And considering where I want to go with this in the future, the things I want to store on here, I thought it was well worth the investment just for the added security. I just thought with that saying, buy cheap, buy again, and buy expensive, buy once. Is that a quote? Or did I just make that up? Oh, by the way, if at any point in this video you're kind of sold, yes, I want a ledger, this sounds great or anything, at least watch the whole video. Make sure you see the cons in this video as well. If you're going to go and buy one anyway and you click my link, yes, there will be a kickback for me, but it would be greatly appreciated, and actually you'd be supporting me as a creator. So the one con about this is that, sorry about that, The one con about this is that you can't set your sell or buy orders just like you can on, let's say, Coinbase or Binance. So something that's been really important to me as we come into the lead up of this bull market, where things are going to get parabolic. The important part for me is that I need to have my profit taking levels set all the way up where I want them. So I've actually had to move my crypto from my ledger back into Binance, into a less secure area, just so I can have those sell orders set. And the reason I would do that is because when things start moving parabolic, there's a good chance that I could be asleep when the prices come that I want to sell at. And if I'm asleep and it's on here and I don't sell in time, I could lose out on considerable amount of money. So as a result, I've had to actually move my money back to Binance just so I can have those sell orders set and I'll take my profits. Once I've taken my profits from this bull run, you know where they're going. They'll go straight into the ledger, straight into the safe, locked and sealed for the next couple of years. I think that's what the ledger's all about. Now, we've had a pro, we've had the con as the meat in the middle, and let's have another pro to finish this off. There's actually a lot of features you can use with the ledger that allow you to buy and sell crypto within the ledger Live app. And you can also swap coins. You can also swap cryptos using this as well on the Ledger Live app. Now that is super helpful because if I wasn't going to set my sell orders on Binance and I had it on here, I'd actually easily be able to sell my crypto on there using the sell function or the swap function, swapping from, let's say, XRP into USDT. So I could take profits on my ledger, but I wouldn't be able to do it in my sleep, and that was key for me. And it's worth noting that the people that Ledger work with within their Ledger Live app, I think Coinify is one, these are all very secure apps. If you think Ledger's an ultra secure solution to a problem, they're not going to partner with other companies that aren't matching that kind of mentality about security. So that's a really, really big benefit of having those buy and sell swap features using these third-party apps that are also just as secure as Ledger. Now, should you buy a Ledger? Well, actually, I think you need to answer a few questions for yourself. The first question is, how much money do I think is a lot? And how much, at what point does that make this worth it? That's going to be the topic for another video that I'm going to get to. But it's a question that you really need to answer for yourself. How much crypto should I actually own before this becomes worth it? The second question you should ask yourself is, what kind of style of trader are you? Are you looking for this to be long-term or short-term? In which case, that kind of molds your answer. So it's worth asking yourself that question. Again, this will be another video. And then the third question that you should ask yourself is, well, to what length do I want to be secure with my crypto? How far do I want to go to secure it all and make sure it's safe? This bill fodder is actually part of that answer, and which is why I'm going to make a whole new video about that as well. So those three questions will be answered in separate videos. They may already be out. If they're not, then subscribe with the notifications on because they'll be coming out in the next few days. And if they're already out, the links will be in the description. And after all of that, the one thing you want me to tell you is whether I think you should get a ledger. And the answer is a resounding yes. Even before you answer all of those questions for yourself, I think yes, get one. Because if you think about the next 10 years and the capital appreciation or the appreciation of your assets over the next 10 years, is going to be significant enough to where whatever amount of money you have right now is going to be a significant amount of money in 10 years. So I would say yes. Oh, and it's worth noting that Ledger actually have a 3-week delay on shipments right now. And that's just because so many people are ordering them. And as we come up close to this parabolic move in the market, it might be better to get yourself a Ledger sooner rather than later, just so you don't miss this crazy parabolic move. Because once the move has happened, you're going to put your crypto onto the Ledger and rest easy for the next couple of years. So after all of that, yes, I think you should get a Ledger. Bye.